parents are from Michoacan.
Let's go!
Yeah. I'm 45 minutes away from Morelia. I'm at a spot called Rojas, the home of the famous carnitas. So if you have the carnitas, that comes from my hometown, right? So I was born and raised in Chicago. Right? Chicago, there you go. South side. Right? So you got any Sox fans, man? Go Sox all the way. And I went to a special high school. And this high school was built out of a hunger strike. I'll repeat that. It was built out of a hunger strike. I didn't have a high school, a neighborhood high school, until 14 people for 19 days sat in an empty lot in our city built our second neighborhood high school. That being said, I was part of a culture. I was part of this whole mindset that I needed to do what I needed to do for the people that I cared about. And that was my family, that was my friends, that was all the people that were helping me achieve what I wanted to achieve. And it didn't come easy. I will share a couple stories because I only have like 10 minutes, okay? But sophomore year of high school, I was crossing 2 gang borders to go to my neighborhood school. And it wasn't easy because I had to do things to keep me safe. One was being the middleman for some drug deals. So during some school time, I would just find the time to, do the work and slip some samples onto some papers, and that's my life sophomore year. Junior year, I went to New Orleans, and I was helping build some houses for the people that were suffering from the hurricane. And that was the spark. I was like, I'm doing something not just for me, but I'm doing something for other people. Senior year came, and I was hyped. I was like, yo, I'm about to go to college. Like, I'm about to do this. Like, this is what I'm doing. I got the Boston scholarship, full tuition-based scholarship to Connecticut College. And my school and a couple of other schools got hit with some budget cuts. So we were going to lose all of our after-school programs. Some teachers got fired. So that meant 2 things. One, all the kids that were in these after-school programs, like myself, were not going to be part of these programs any longer. And 2, we were losing teachers that had built the school culture, which is very, very important. So what did we do? We sat during lunchtime. There's 5 of us. Sat down, and we talked about it. I'm not sure if many of my peers remember that moment, but for me, it was a moment of just clear vision. I wanted to do something for the school, and this was my time. So what did we do? We organized a student protest. We walked out of school. We hit up Twitter, Facebook. Yo, we just like sent this whole mass just text to people all over the city, and we got people to walk out of their school for these budget cuts. That was the first time I'm like, damn, like I got some power. I was really feeling it. I was like, yo, I got some power. I actually can do this. Like, I have a voice. So we got the teachers back, got the after-school programs back, and I graduated. Bam. I was like, yeah, this is it, right? This is it. So here I come with my Nikes on and my snack. I'm just rocking. I'm just like Chicago all the way at college, right? Well, I was fly. Man, I remember those days, man. Boy. But then I got hit with something. It's called culture shock. Right? I was like, where did all these white people come from? Like, I've been living in a cave. Where have I been living? So, you know, as time went on, I started to realize, yo, this might not be the spot for me, man. Like, where my homies at? Like, why am I the only one here that's like rocking these Adidas or like rocking these Nikes? Like, why am I the only one, right? I was like, damn, like my whole swagger started to change. I was like, damn, I'm wearing these boat shoes now, and I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. So, to say all that, I figured out that for me, I needed to find something that I was powerful at, and that was doing hip-hop education. And figuring out that I can use what I'm good in to be able to tailor my education, build my education, because that's something that nobody can take away from you. You cannot give someone your education. I mean, you can't just pop it out. You can talk about it and have just beautiful dialogue about it and build knowledge around that. But say you're getting those 10 G's and you're selling all this dope and someone just comes up, yo, man, give me your money. That's it. Now you gotta do everything all over again. But if someone comes at me and says, yo, dog, like, give me your knowledge. I give him your diploma, and he rips it up. Bro, I can just get $1 million back, right? It's like, it's nothing, right? But it's what you invest in. Like legit, I would have never pictured myself graduating from a little Ivy League school, full tuition based. I would never imagine being standing right here because only 37% high school students receive their diploma in my neighborhood. Only 4% of those 37% get a bachelor's degree. 4%. Right now, I'm in pursuit of my master's degree. I'm trying to get a PhD. Because it's only 0.1%. So that being said, like that nagging voice, that's real. I got hit with that freshman and sophomore year. I legit told myself that I couldn't do it. I can't do this, I can't do this. Started crying, I was like, yo, I can't do this. Why can't I do this? And then I would just get those calls back from like the little bros. I was like, yo man, I bet college is fun, right? I was like, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. While I'm struggling, I have no real support system to keep me from failing. So I started to reach out to people. Started to reach out to mentors, to professors that really wanted to help me out. I started to hang out with different people, and my whole perception just changed. It's just like, it just cleared up for me. Having a solid crew, it will take you you can accomplish anything you want with a small group of people. You don't need 50 people in your crew. All you need is 2, 3, 4 that are just down to ride always and that have the best interest in what you're doing and what they're doing too. I graduated, but I didn't graduate too easily. I had to go through what is called a reality check my senior year of college, because I asked myself, okay, I left something behind in high school, what am I going to leave behind in college? So we changed some policies. I wasn't supposed to graduate with a degree in Hispanic studies because no Spanish speaker student was going to be able to take this last course that was required. So what we did was we rallied up. I sent out a major just message and people started to like it, to comment. And we were able to get more students of color, Spanish speaking students, to be able to take those courses. Just think about it. You need one more course to graduate, and you can't take it because you speak Spanish, even though you're a Hispanic study major. Like what? Like that doesn't make any sense. Why didn't you tell me this at the beginning? Right? So it's like those constant battles, and to leave it off with one thing. I really went from being this dope dealer, like just trying to fit in, trying to do all that, to being a hope leader and be like, yo, I want people to do what they want to do, and economically be stable. Because, I mean, we all know money is important. Who thinks money is important? There are some people ain't raising their hand.
It is, though.
I don't know. Right? Right? But money is important. And at times, money can buy you happiness, but it won't fulfill you for too long.
Come on. Come on.
You see, in the media, you get fed this whole idea of what success really is. Right? You get this success, oh, you gotta have a nice whip. You gotta have all the girls. You gotta have all this, right? You gotta be the prettiest. You gotta have blonde hair. It's like you get this image, and you try to become that image instead of trying to stand out and be who you really want to be. But to know where you're going, you must know where you come from.
Come on.
You must know where you come from. And that is where you're going to decide who you really want to be. For me, it came when I was a sophomore when I met Roberto. And ever then, I never looked back. I was able to go abroad, study abroad. I recently came back from Hawaii. I was doing some work with middle schoolers in Hawaii. Do it. It starts right now. It really does. It really does. The quote that I want to leave you off with is this. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world, because indeed it is the only thing that ever has. You are the next generation of leaders, but you are the leaders of today and tomorrow. So with that, I want to say thank you. And before I step off stage, I've been recently working with The Good Life, and you see that I'm wearing a Good Life t-shirt. And this clothing line is about to be released June 15th. Okay, so these t-shirts haven't been released to the public. We actually got lucky enough and we're fortunate enough to be working with an organization here in Michigan that we're working diligently to bring us some shirts. So we got around 33 shirts, right? 25 bucks a pop. 2 for 40. The profit of this clothing line is going to go to sponsoring scholarships and sending kids to school. So it goes right back into the community. Being self-sustainable is exactly what we need to do. We are the most needed, dependent generation the world has ever seen. We spend more time with our phone than we do with my mom, right? You spend more time with your phone than anything. You sleep with your phone.